Here we are.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I've been practicing
Yes.
that, and
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
That's
What is
all right.
up, everybody?
We are excited to be back live. We know last week we had to, for our review anyways, we had to film a video because the good old Gary was on vacation. Much needed.
It was much needed, and it was wonderful. But I missed you all.
Yes.
Kinda.
Yes, it was fun. Kinda. Oh man. Hey, no, listen, you had a good vacation. There's no need to say that like you enjoyed the time away. It's totally fine.
It was very nice. But I am so looking forward to today's episode.
Yes, so am I. I'm very excited what we get to talk about because, I mean, this is part of why we wanted to talk about what we want to talk about because talk about fun things, talk about things from our childhood, and then great things that are going on now. So it is very exciting on that end. So as we continue on here, I think we should go ahead and dig into our movie news so we can talk about some of that and then dig into the other reason why we're here.
There's a lot of stuff happening in the movie world these days.
There is.
There's a lot of movie news for stuff that is about to happen. That's that right? That makes sense.
Yeah, it did. It did. And that's the thing. It's like I had one idea and like we were planning for the movie news aspect of it. And then come Friday, it all changed. Yes. And then or Friday night, I guess, or whenever they announced it. So then it was like, okay, we have these things that we got to work through and kind of talk about. But the first thing up on the movie news, if you're ready, good sir.
I'm ready for the news.
He is ready for the news. All right. So as you guys have been seeing, like there have been, we're waiting a lot on what's going to happen in the movie world. Guys like Gary and I greatly miss our movie theater.
Oh yeah.
And we're not saying things like, we don't care about coronavirus and what it's happening, da da da. Like we just can't wait. Like we want to go back. Mm-hmm. Like this channel was started because we love movies, and so the first thing that I guess we can talk about is the people are tryone to get ready.
Sorry,
oh yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Please,
just
go
out
ahead.
of curiosity, what's the last movie you saw in the theater?
Last one I saw in the theater was Impractical Jokers, the movie.
Really? How was that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Really?
It was pretty funny. Yeah,
Big
it was
fan
pretty
of
funny.
Show. The show cracks me up.
Yeah, it was good.
I think the last movie I saw in the theater was when we went and saw Star Wars.
Oh dang.
I think that's the last time.
Yeah, man. I guess that's true because I saw 1917, and then after that, I think it was just Impractical Jokers because there wasn't a whole bunch out anyways in January. So
I just realized I have not been into a theater in the year 2020.
That's sad.
It's very sad.
It's very sad, and there's a lot of stuff we should have seen already.
Yeah.
But the first bit of good news is the fact that that AMC and Cinemark have announced that they are trying to bring out as much get back to normal, and in July that they're trying to get out most of the theaters open is what they're trying to do, and then what they're trying to figure out is what movies they'll play until the new movies come out. Mm-hmm. But they're really trying to get back to normal. I saw an article, I think it was Cinema Blend, I think is where I saw it, where they talked about like in California they've been given the go-ahead, which is crazy because California is like no one's going anywhere.
Very surprising.
Yeah, very surprising that they went ahead. But when you think about it, though, I'm like, but what's in California? Hollywood. So like they want the theaters back open so Hollywood can get back to normal.
Well, and you would think a theater, maybe not. When you really think about it, going to the movies, it should be fine because you can, if they set it up to be distant, kind of like we're doing it at our church right now. People just sit and watch. We're not interacting, or you shouldn't be.
Right.
Be quiet when you're at the movies. I don't care what you're watching. Be quiet. Get off your phone. And, there's no interaction going on. You're just watching a movie. So it should be fine to open, in my opinion, at least. But there's a lot about this stuff I don't understand, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about, too, like really trying to push for advanced seating so you can reserve your seats and stuff like that. And they'll only have so many seats available, so many rows, so they can really do the social distancing. They said they're getting geared up to like sanitize seats and all this kind of stuff, which honestly, I was out with, with my wife yesterday, Katie, and I was out and we were looking how stores are like here's hand sanitizer. Here's what we're doing. We're making sure we're cleaning everything. And I was just kind of like, shouldn't we have been doing this anyways,
Yeah,
regardless? Like making sure everything is clean.
Walmart's cleaning for the first time in the history of their existence.
That's right. Yeah. And the same with like the movie theaters. Yeah, I know they go in and sweep up, but it's like, shouldn't you have been mopping anyways? Shouldn't you just been like sanitizing some stuff anyways? Like, so if there's some good in this, it's that we're going to be a lot cleaner in the places that we're going.
They should put plastic down on the down on the chairs like grandma's couches used to be.
Yes.
Plastic seats.
That'd be horrible.
Your feet used to stick to the floor, but now the floors are clean, but you're stuck to the chair.
I was like, that'd be horrible. Every time someone tries to move or breathe, it'd be terrible.
Bad idea.
Oh man. You think the recliner seats are bad, hearing people right, but when there's no sound, it's pivotal dialogue, and you hear people.
It's like, come on, you got the whole 30-minute previews to adjust your chair, sir.
That's right. And even if it's through, there's some kind of sequence driving or something where you can do it during. Like, come on, like you can't.
Yeah, maybe that's another episode we could do down the road. Annoying movie theater people, things that you do at the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Loud chewers, you know who you are.
That's right. So, but at any rate, that is exciting stuff.
Very exciting, especially coming from AMC because they were talking about going bankrupt for a long time.
Oh
since
yeah.
This happened.
Well, that's probably part of the reason why they're trying to push is like, hey, maybe we can still, if we can get stuff open, maybe we can still salvage it. Because they can get their A-list back on, which I'm a member of, which I absolutely love, by the way. It's totally worth the $20 a month. I mean, and we can talk about that another day, I guess. But if they get A-list back involved, because they'll get people, like, that's what I told Katie. I was like, if they come back in July, like July 1st, and let's say they're re-releasing movies like Avengers Endgame, Inception is one that is going to be re-released. So people to see in the theater. Like, if I have to pay and I can't use my AMC, I'm not going to pay to go back and see the movies I own.
Yeah, no.
But if I have my AMC A-list back on, I already paid the $20 for it, then I'm going to go and I'm going to get back in and I'll watch these things because it's basically already been paid for and I get my movie popcorn.
There you go.
So for me, like stuff like that, like AMC, like get that stuff going. Get that. I mean, like they're listening to us, but still, like get that stuff going. Yeah, you never know. Get it going, and then we'll be all about it, and I'll be back in there eating your popcorn, helping you make money, drinking your beverages.
Yeah, and I'll show up too because I miss the theater. It's been way too long. Yeah. And Efren and I are prone to AMC because we have one right up the highway from where we both live.
Yep.
And there's a CC's Pizza right next to it.
Do you need a better combination? That's right. And for any Florida friends out there who are like, really, CC's? For whatever reason, CC's in Florida are trash, but CC's in North Carolina are really good.
It's a very classy establishment.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that is exciting news on that end.
I'm excited.
And so I'm glad they're trying to get back to it. And we'll have to, maybe we can go watch Inception together and just talk about it. And I know it's an old movie, but
it was my top movie of the previous decade, so I would be down to go see it.
That's right. And we can just talk about reliving the movie theater experience with Inception or something.
Yep.
So, but with that said, the movie theaters do need release dates, right? Like it's hard for them to make decisions on when to open up and stuff if they don't have release dates of new movies because they can't show old movies for too long.
No, you got to tell people when to come.
Exactly. So, first one up that we were excited about that you got the hint from, so we might as well go ahead and just bring this one up, is Bill and Ted Face the Music, set to release on August 14th as long as nothing changes, and we pray and hope that nothing changes. And this is great because this is childhood stuff, man. Oh, yeah. Like this is like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I don't care what anyone says. I love both those movies.
Me too.
They are hilarious. They are awesome. Keanu Reeves, like listen,
if does it all. He does it all.
If you know Keanu Reeves as Neo from The Matrix, and you don't know him as in Bill and Ted, like you need to go back and see him in this movie, or if you know him in Speed or stuff like that. But like,
I knew Keanu Reeves from three things growing up. Three things: Bill and Ted, Point Break, and Speed.
There you go.
You know, that's how old I am. The Matrix came out. I was like, oh, he's doing sci-fi stuff. That's cool. But yeah, this. I was so fired up after this trailer. You know?
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even a long trailer, but I was like, I didn't know how much I needed to see these two guys again. You know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the trailer was hilarious.
Yeah, being old and ultimately just kind of dumb, but it was great, and I like how they're kind of putting the twist on what they accomplished in the first movie. It's like you're supposed to accomplish this, and you still haven't. Wait, what? It's like the ultimate slacker move.
Yeah,
like they still never got it done.
Like, oh yeah, we're supposed to do that, you know.
Yeah.
And and I like how they go from the second one playing in that massive arena and a worldwide to they're in like a dive bar or something. You know, and they seem totally fine with that. You know, I love these characters. The second one. I saw that one more than the first one because we randomly had that on VHS growing up. We didn't have the first one. I think Blockbuster was selling it, and my mom or my parents bought it, and we watched that one all the time. You know,
right? I
used to always crack up the evil usses, robot usses.
Yes.
You know, and then they had Death and playing Twister with Death and Battlefield.
Yes.
But it used to always freak me out as a kid when they went to, I guess they went to hell or something.
Yeah, they went to hell.
And then, like the Easter Bunny was all creepy and stuff. That part freaked me out as a kid. But yeah, hilarious movies.
I know, so good. I love those two movies. I hope this doesn't pull a Dumb and Dumber 2, where it's just absolutely terrible. Like I hope this is an actual like good movie.
Well, Keanu Reeves seems like the type of guy. Like I think he's at the age where he's only doing things he cares about, and he's earned the right to do that. And so I would hope he wouldn't let it be, you know, trash. Like Dumb and Dumber 2 was a complete disappointment.
Yes. You can bring it back. You can be nostalgic, but you can also make something good for the new generation, which is what I'm also hoping the new Ghostbusters does. By the way,
yes.
So I'm hoping they do it right.
Yeah. How far did that get pushed back to?
I think that got pushed back to 2021. I can't remember exactly where. I'd have to look that one up.
I was excited for Stranger Things Ghostbusters.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah. It would have been so good. So here's our boy Mason. He's back. CC's the ultimate youth pastor restaurant.
You dang right, sir. You dang right.
You're dang right.
We have spent many of December nights and March nights in CC's Pizza with many youth groups around us.
That's right.
Lockouts. Oof.
Yeah, and then when we actually want to enjoy ourselves at CC's, we just go on our own. Yeah, without all them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So our next movie up here, and this is just giving you guys the information so you guys know what's going on here.
Putting it out there.
Just putting it out there. Quiet Place 2, you see there. Yeah. On September 4th. So that got pushed back. See, that's another one we should have seen already. But unfortunately, it got pushed back. I'm excited to see where this goes. There was one poster I saw that said, what was it? I forgot. Oh, it said that silence isn't enough. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
Me too.
And see exactly like why isn't silence enough? And if you've seen the trailer, obviously something's going down.
That trailer was incredible.
Yes,
it was the perfect trailer. You know, didn't tell you too much, but it got you enough, told you enough to be very interested. You know.
Yes.
So Megan, if you're watching this, my wife Megan, you have until September 4th to watch the first one, because
plenty of time.
We are going to see this. I'm hoping. It looks to me like they're going to be telling a story like in the present and also in the past a little bit.
Maybe some flashbacks.
That's kind of what I took from the trailer. I don't want to spoil things from the first one in case our viewers haven't seen it. But I'm pretty daggone excited about this movie.
Oh yeah, and I'm hoping the flashbacks, like, I hope they don't rely too heavily on it, because sometimes sequels they can rely on the nostalgia of their first movie, even though it's like, dude, that was like 2 years ago. Like, there's not much nostalgia here. Like, you don't have to rely on that. Just give us the movie, have flashbacks to support this story, and I hope that's. But I have faith because the first one did so well. Yeah. Relaying the story, so I have faith it'll do well.
It's John Krasinski. He directed this too, right? He directed this one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have.
I'm pretty sure he wrote it as well. Okay. With his wife there, as you see pictured, Emily Blunt. So. Yep. Pretty sure they did both of that.
I'm all for sequels if the story makes sense.
Yes.
And it's if you can tell a good story and it is a nice added part to what is going on, bring them on. Make as many as you want, but once they stop being a good story, then you got to stop.
Right. Yep. So here's so I'm hoping for that. That's gonna be exciting. I hope that doesn't get pushed back anymore. I mean, September. It's like, come on. Hopefully, we're all good by then.
I'm surprised they didn't push it to October to make it like a Halloween type thriller.
That's true.
September
But I guess the
will be
first
this.
one came out in like April or March or
I think
something.
so, yeah.
So I guess they're not really caring about that aspect of things.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
so here's another movie that honestly I don't know if many people know about it. I think the only reason like I'm bringing it up because it has one of my favorite actors in it, and it's this movie called Greyhound, starring Tom Hanks. It's a World War II movie. It was supposed to come out in theaters, but obviously with everything going on, obviously as you see there, it says Apple TV Plus. It'll be coming out on there on July 10th, as you see below there. So that's when that will be coming out. The only thing that scares me about this is when people go straight to streaming like Apple TV Plus. I'm just kind of worried if they don't have a lot of faith in it,
Yeah.
and if it's not going to be very good. That's the only thing that scares me because at least like with Scooby Doo and Trolls and stuff, they made it like rental purchase, so they're still trying to make money. When it's just like if you have Apple TV Plus, it'll be on there. I'm like, I hope it's good.
That surprised me. I was really taken back when I saw that. And I didn't see this news until this morning, actually. And, I was a little bit taken back that it was on Apple TV because I don't have that. So, I mean,
You're right.
you're limiting who can watch it. It's not a massive release. I'm
Right.
wondering if they'll do that later down the road. I don't know. But I was a little taken back by that.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. I have Apple TV Plus, whatever, only because with the phone, like it came a free year with the phone.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
that's why I have it. So I'll be able to watch it. Maybe I should just have you come over and we'll just
Hey,
watch
yeah.
it together or something.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like, I don't know how many people are actually on Apple TV. Like it's like people are talking about HBO Max, people are talking about Disney Plus, and of course Netflix, Hulu. Like, how many people actually have Apple TV? I have no idea.
I don't know many.
So I'm just hoping that it's still a good movie. It's Tom Hanks, so I'm like, come on, man. Hopefully he's not just doing things to make money at this point. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I would hope not. I mean, he pretty much he's at the he can do what he wants, and I'm hoping he wouldn't just make a movie just to make it. He's not Bruce Willis,
Yeah.
Hopefully
not.
But Tom Hanks war movie, sign me up. But I just I may just have to come crash to your house and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Hey, and as we're talking, anybody out there watching or whatever, like if you want to comment, let us know in the live chat what you're excited about, what you've heard, or what you think. Because hey, we don't know it all. We haven't heard it all. Maybe you got something for us.
Yeah.
Let us know, and we'll bring it up and talk about it. But just moving right along here. Here's what probably the more breaking news that came. Like I said, Friday night, Saturday morning when I found out about it, we had some big players move again.
Yeah.
And the first one is this one, Wonder Woman, 1984. It was going to be coming out in August. It now got pushed back to October 2nd. I guess they're just really trying to make the move. Like the first one made a lot of money. First one did well. I mean, first one was a good movie. The first one did well. I think they're just trying to make sure that everything's back to normal.
Yeah. And
Before
I understand what they're doing with this. Warner Brothers and DC need this movie to do really well.
Yes, they do.
Because Wonder Woman is pretty much their staple right now.
Yeah.
It's the one movie from that DCEU. We've talked about that to great length. That pretty much everyone universally loved the first Wonder Woman. I didn't know anybody that didn't. And it made a ton of money, and they need this to do the same. And pushing it back to make sure people will be back in the swing of things, it makes sense. And I'm looking forward to this movie. I really am. I'm very nostalgic for all things 80s. So I'm excited to see Wonder Woman in the 80s and all that stuff. And I thought the trailer was really good.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, on some of this, I'm glad that you're just not doing what some who are just like, forget it, we'll just push it back to next year. Like I'm glad they're still trying to get it out this year and get it really rolling. And I'm hoping that's what happens.
We can't save everything for 2021. We need some stuff. We still got a lot of time in this year,
Yes.
And, ESPN's running out of documentaries to make. Netflix is running out of things to put on there. We need some stuff to go watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we need that. So speaking of, big movies that I know we're looking forward and we need, here's the other one that got pushed back was Tenet.
Yeah.
And this one, Gary, go ahead and say what you felt at first.
So, okay, I'll tell how I discovered this news. I texted you immediately when I saw it. When did this break, by the way?
Well, I saw it Saturday morning.
Okay.
So it was either Friday night or Saturday morning.
Okay, so I spent the last few days away from my phone as much as possible. So yesterday I was standing in the small mart to check out. I was at Walmart, the small mart, and I was standing in line waiting to pay for some stuff, and I just happened to look at my phone, and I just saw the headline: Tenet pushed back. They're releasing Inception instead, and I was like, "What the heck?" And it was comicbook.com. It was a trusted source.
Right.
And I clicked on it, and I was waiting. I had like this panic that I was going to read like push back to December or 2021, but it got pushed back to July 31st. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
So I was like, okay. I actually sent you the link before I read the whole thing, and then you I read it and saw your text, and it kind of calmed me down. And the people at Walmart were like, "Are you okay, sir?" Because I left without paying for my stuff. That's how distraught. I'm just kidding. But July 31st, makes sense. Hopefully that's as far as it gets pushed back.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Christopher Nolan's really just trying to stick to his guns when he says, "I want this to be the first real big blockbuster to welcome people back." Yeah. And so when I saw, it's like I did the same thing. Push back. Wait, what? When? July 31st, 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like that's fine. Okay. This is again a move of I want to make sure that people will actually come back to the theater to watch this.
It's smart.
So respectable. Like I understand that. And then they're like, well, like you said, we're gonna release Inception first. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'll go back and watch it. Like you said, as long as A-List is back, I'll go back and watch it.
It did. Them releasing Inception first, though, it did fuel the theory that this is an Inception sequel.
It did.
Those some of the first few comments I saw. People were like, well, it's obviously an Inception sequel. If it is, it is. If not, we'll see. Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And it if it is awesome, like I would love to be surprised, like another sequel surprise. I won't say it because still people haven't seen it, but there's a movie out there, and I know you know what I'm talking about because you didn't know it was a sequel to one of our favorite movies.
One of these days, hopefully it's out there. I will tell that story, but I'm not ready to tell it on here yet.
That's totally fine.
That's my story behind that. And,
it's actually a little bit sad. little sad. But
anyway.
But yeah, so Tenet. So there's that. And then this last one, I know Gary, you're not gonna have much to say about it because I know this isn't in your realm of movies that you love, which is totally fine. But I'm sharing this for my own selfishness. Is Godzilla versus Kong. That also got pushed back. That was like this thing's been pushed back I think 4 times now. I think this is the 4th time. And it was supposed to come out this spring. It was supposed to, and then they were like, okay, because of everything that's going on. Like it had another date before it. I think it was like 19, and then it got pushed back to spring 2020. Then everything happened where they said, okay, we're going to go to November. But then they pushed it back again to May 2021. I think it's May 21st. Okay. But May 2021, it got pushed back, which honestly, this is one that I am okay with because where they pushed it back to November, I was just kind of like, okay, it still gives them more time to make sure everything is good and he reshoots anything they have to do. But then once COVID hit, I was worried for this because of Black Widows is going in November. The new James Bond is going to be in November. Like November was starting to get stacked. Yeah. I think like Soul, the Disney Pixar Soul movie, I think got pushed back to November. So it was just like all these movies were getting shoved in November. I'm like, dude, Godzilla, and I know Kong's more of a staple in America. Godzilla, not so much. So I was like, would people actually go out and watch this and support this? Like, I don't want it to fail because of me. Because I mean, I grew up, my dad in there. Because unless you want to get educated, but whatever.
I'll let you do that, and I'll watch and be
fair
educated.
Enough.
I'll take notes.
There you go. Fair enough. So, but this one is, so it got pushed back. So I'm like, I'm okay with it. Just make sure everything is good and all that kind of stuff. But
plus, I think a movie like this belongs in the summer. Am I wrong? This.
I agree.
This seems. I see that poster there. I don't know a whole bunch about it. I saw the first Godzilla, the one with Bryan Cranston, was in for like 2 minutes. Yeah. And then I didn't see Kong Skull Island. This is all in the same universe. Is that right? Correct?
Yes, it's all the same universe.
But I look at that poster and that looks like a summer movie. May, June, July. That's where
absolutely
belongs.
Yes, it needs to be a summer movie. I was okay with it being November because of kind of a Christmassy movie. November is always a holiday season, but it needs to be in a big season. But it does belong better in that summer. Like me, like I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm like drop a freaking trailer, please. Just give me something to latch on to. They gave us this graphic, which I guess, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to. I've always loved giant monsters, now known as kaijus, beating the crap out of each other. This movie, there's a classic movie of this, and it kind of ended with, you think Kong wins, but you don't really know if Godzilla's down and out. They kind of left it out there. I hope this one makes a decision.
Gotcha.
Or will it go full Batman versus Superman where they fight each other and then a bigger threat shows up and then they team up? I don't know.
Hey.
I prefer no team up, but I like decisions to be made.
Let the versus be the part versus Kong, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
I saw the Peter Jackson King Kong.
Oh, yeah.
For what it's worth, I saw that one in the theater.
Yeah.
With Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine.
Well, that one's good though. Honestly, I thought it was. I thought it was really good. So, now I guess it is a time. So that is all the movie news we have for now.
That is your news.
Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we're looking forward to. Moving forward. Gary, was there anything else to add or anything you think that maybe we missed?
No, I think it's all out there. I'm looking forward to all those things we talked about. I don't know much about Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, we got some exciting things coming. And it gives me peace to know that these movie studios, theaters, they're making choices to move forward, and they're not just trying to rush everything back. So they're being smart about things.
Yeah, and hopefully as it gets going, we'll have more to talk about. You guys have more to talk about. We can have more opinions and thoughts and bring some people on and all that kind of stuff. All that fun stuff.
We'll be doing some reviews on pretty much all those.
Oh, yeah. We will be. So, all right. So now the second part here of our episode, we are going to be talking about this fantastic actor right here.
Sir Robin Williams is the topic of the day.
Yeah, as we have there, the greatness of Robin Williams. And, of course, we're going to be talking about it from the sense of, what he meant to us as an actor. Obviously, we never met the man. I don't know.
No,
maybe
sadly,
Gary has. I had never met the man.
The most famous person I've ever been around was Bill Murray.
There you go.
But I sadly never got the honor of meeting or being in the presence of Robin Williams.
Yes, so we're just talking about from the sense of what he meant to us as an actor and what we know of him, but because that's pretty much all we can really go on. But this guy here, Robin Williams, a lot of our childhood, a lot of the movies that we grew up with, and probably really helped us fall in love with movies, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. There were... Robin Williams was one of those guys growing up. When you saw he had a movie coming out, you went and saw it.
Oh, yeah.
And our VHS collection was just full of his movies. And anytime one of his movies was on TV, TBS, TNT, USA, we watched them.
Right.
And Robin Williams meant, and just scrolling through his IMDb earlier, it was like, yep, saw that movie, loved it, saw that movie, loved it.
Yeah.
It was just like over and over again. But yeah, an amazing career this guy had.
Fantastic career. And it's just like, and he can go back, but he just did so much, and there's just so much to pull from. So I don't know. So Gary, how about you just go ahead and start us off here on what he meant to you and growing up and stuff.
Or pretty much what I said. Robin Williams brought me so much joy growing up. He was a guy who could inspire me, and he was a guy who could make me laugh hysterically. And he, I always left one of his movies feeling one of those two, inspired or just in a great mood, because he just had so much joy, in his performances, and he could do it all. Literally, Robin Williams could do it all. He could have that performance of just high energy where he's just all over the place. And by the way, I was thinking about this earlier. Robin Williams, to be the way he was and not be annoying or obnoxious is insanely impressive. Because he was that way, but you were just hanging on every word he said. Just high energy, hilarious. He could do the voices, he could do the imitations, he could tell stories, but he could also dial it back and do drama and do serious roles. And sometimes, in a lot of cases, he made movies where it was the exact same. Where he did both. And another thing I realized about Robin Williams, the man could give a speech like no other.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, even in his funny movies, serious movies, he would always have one or two speeches where he would just look into the camera or look into whoever's talking to, and you're just captivated, hanging on every word. And then looking back on his career now, you realize how much of what he did was improvised, and it's just
Yes.
like so impressive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And just I was just Robin Williams was, in my opinion, he was a national treasure, and he, yeah, so many of his movies, which we'll get into the movies we loved, but I just want to talk about him as the actor, as a person, you know, just brought me so much joy as a kid, you know. And,
Mm-hmm.
one movie in particular that I'll talk about later, just I related to so much. It's gonna sound weird when I say I related to it, but just one of his movies were my go-to as a kid. Him and Sandler and all those guys, but he was above all those guys, you know, because
Yeah.
he, like I said, he could do it all. I remember when I found out he passed away and how he passed away, and just being, you know, you find out about celebrities and they die. You don't know the people, you know, but he was probably the one that I felt really shook by it. Because I mean, I didn't know him. He was, but you
Yeah.
felt like you did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at my house, and sitting on my couch. And my wife Megan told me, she said Robin Williams died, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then you find out all the details behind it, and it's just so sad, you know. And I remember thinking, how could someone who brought me so much joy and inspiration be so, at the end of his days, be so devastating, you know. But you know, I want to focus on the good, and yeah, so Robin Williams, he meant a lot to me growing up, and still does, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot. I mean, like kind of like what you're saying. You know, when people, like when celebrities die and stuff, for the most part, I'm like, oh, that sucks, and that's as far as it goes. But there was only 2 celebrities so far, I guess, that have died that I was actually like, oh no, like I'm devastated. And, you know, one was obviously this man, Robin Williams, and the other one was Kobe.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, these 2 hit me, even though I don't know them. And I remember with Robin Williams how Katie and I were going to lunch in Moe's. We were going to go eat at Moe's. And then, you know, they have the TV playing. And then I see up there, you know, all the news that all TVs had it, you know, what happened to him. And I was just like, are you serious? So I was going to be happy, and then I was sad.
Yeah.
But it is devastating. I know for me, with Robin Williams, it was a lot like what you're saying, Gary, where people, they just like some actors, like he was in the time where an actor would carry the movie. Like if you said this actor's in this movie, people would show up. That's kind of changed now. That's not necessarily the way things are, but right now, like this is what's happening is at this time is like if you had an actor in there, like people were going, and it was the same kind of thing with us. Like if Robin Williams was in it, we were there. And the majority, I guess not the majority, but a good chunk of his movies were family friendly and things like that. And sometimes you had to, you know, parents had to make sure they weren't taking us to one of his other acting chops, which was fine because, I mean, that's why we love this guy, because especially as you grow older and see the different stuff that he did, you realize what a great actor he is. But as a kid growing up, like we knew, like if Robin Williams was in it, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be great. I mean, yeah, there are some movies, like every actor, that was kind of like, why'd you do this movie? Like, why'd you sign up for this? But even in those movies, even though the movie may have been terrible, Robin Williams was still great in it. And he did the best he could. And the improvisation, that's like the movie Aladdin, you know, that came out. You hear the story about how it couldn't win or be nominated for an Oscar for screenwriting because he ad-libbed so much of his stuff. So they were like, no one wrote this. This was all him. So they couldn't give the movie that honor because he did so much. But without, like in my opinion, without Robin Williams in that movie isn't as awesome as it is.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, so it's having him just come in and it just in movie after movie, the things that we were able to see him do, it just, like I said, I guess so much of my childhood is remembered with Robin Williams. Like so much I grew up and I can just remember movie after movie after movie that I saw with him in it. And he is a part of my childhood. And I guess that's why maybe like when we talked about this one actually hit hard I think it's because of that. Is because it's like we grew up, even though he was way older than us. We grew up with this actor. We grew up seeing him. Much like we talked about Tom Hanks. We grew up. They had a career way before. We were in diapers when their career took off.
Yeah.
But we still were able to grow up with their movies, and that's with Robin Williams, and with just his greatness on the different stuff. And then again, as we get older and we see him do different movies like an Insomnia or a 1 Hour Photo, where you see a different side of him, where he's creepy and he can be a villain or stuff like that. But then you see his fun side, you see his family side, you see all these different sides. And this is why I struggle so much with saying, when people are like, so and so, I'm not gonna call anyone out right now. Another day, maybe. But so-and-so is a good actor. No, they're not, because in every movie, they're themselves.
They do
That's
one
not.
thing.
Yeah, they do one thing. Not Robin Williams. He could switch it up. He did a lot of voice acting for a couple of animated films. And, he just does a great job. And even though you hear Robin Williams' voice in those animated films, you can still get lost and think of that character, not Robin Williams, which is hard to do.
Yes, very hard to do.
There are some people that when you hear their voice, all you can think about is them. You can't think of that character, but not Robin Williams. He can make you get lost in that character, which made it great.
And there'll never be another. I mean, he was one of a kind.
Yep.
We'll never have a friend like him. Sorry, I see myself out. Sorry. Sorry about that.
No need for apologies.
I think it's safe to say. Would you agree if Tom Hanks is known as America's dad? Would it be fair to say that Robin Williams was America's uncle?
Absolutely. The fun uncle.
Yeah, the fun uncle.
The funkle.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The fun uncle that would joke with you and make fun of you and pick at you, but when it needed to get serious, he'd give you that life advice.
That's right.
They'd leave Thanksgiving and be like, Uncle Robin, he's got it all together.
That's right. When Uncle Robin shows up, you're about to have a good time.
Yep.
But he's also the uncle that if y'all did something stupid together, he's like, hey, don't worry about it. I got this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take care of it. But
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So what Efren and I did, we put together a list of movies from our childhood that Robin Williams made. Do you want to start off, or should I?
You can go ahead and start off. Okay. And just so you guys know, we're not saying these are his best movies. This is just movies that just stick out to us that we know from our listen, there's too much to choose from.
Oh, gosh,
you can't narrow these down. This is just the ones that, as a kid, we were just these are when we think of Robin Williams, here's the movie that pops into mind.
Yep. So I'll begin with a real quick honorable mention, because it can't count as my childhood because I saw it as an adult. But Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams in this movie was just. There are times. There's a couple speeches he gives in this movie to Matt Damon. And I was actually watching one this morning, and I'll pull him up on YouTube sometimes and just watch him, because he's just so captivating, and the way he talks about his wife in this movie is just like, So I had to mention Good Will Hunting there. But for me, the first movie that comes to mind when I think of Robin Williams from my childhood is I Gotta Go Miss Doubtfire. A movie that on paper sounds insanely creepy. But when you watch it, only Robin Williams could pull this off. A movie that is just absolutely hilarious, but at the same time insanely heartfelt. A movie that is about it. In all these movies I'm going to list, by the way, I've appreciated them as a kid, but also I appreciated them later in life as a father. And Miss Doubtfire is one of the top there. I related to it because my parents were divorced when I was young, and so I understood the story that they were going through. And what it is a story of a man who just wants to spend time with his kids and will literally do anything to spend time with his kids. And even if it means dressing up like an old British lady, he will do it, it's such a great movie, Miss Doubtfire.
And that's definitely where, as a dad, you can resonate.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with my kids.
Yeah, he tells the judge in the movie, he's like, I need my kids. He says something to the fact of, I'm addicted to them. I need to be with my kids, and they need.
And what a powerful scene at that, as a father, seeing it as as a dad, and very, very powerful. Yeah, and then the interactions he has with Sally Field and Pierce Brosnan. Hits him in the head with their arms. It was a drive-by fruiting. Oh, the dreadful animals. It's so great. Love Miss Doubtfire. You want me to go through my whole list? Or you want to go back and forth? Now go through your list.
Okay. Next one's Jumanji, the original. You know, I love this movie so much. I was so against them remaking this or rebooting this, but those movies were fine. They were good. They're fine. But Jumanji, I saw it in the theater with my Aunt Sherry, and so much fun. You know, this movie, and it's another one that deals with his relationship with his dad at the core of it. You know, and you know, just love Jumanji. Love some of the stuff in there. What year is it? You know, and then the ha ha, you know, and running through. Jumanji, and then Jumanji is just great. A lot of fun, you know.
So much good stuff in it. Who's the guy who plays the cop in that? I forget his name.
David Alan Grier.
Yes. Oh, so good too.
For about a few years there, he was in pretty much every movie as a sidekick. You know.
Yeah.
He's usually alongside Damon Wayans. There it is, Jumanji, right there. It's on the shelf. But all these movies I'm going to talk about are on my shelf, by the way.
Yes. This is on my VHS shelf. It's not on my DVD shelf.
Is it the shell? The one you open? Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the same exact cover right here and everything.
Cool. I have the 4K edition where it's like the illustration, you know?
Yeah.
But Jumanji, what a creative concept, you know? A board game taking over the world, you know? And Robin Williams right there in the middle of it, you know? Yeah. Great movie.
And so good.
The next, we already touched on Aladdin. I mean, my gosh, he absolutely carried this movie. You know, from the moment he goes out of that lamp and just 10,000 years. You know,
and
then
we'll give you such a kick in the neck.
You know, my daughter, when she watches that movie, she loves that movie. She gets mad at me because I'll be saying his lines as he's saying. She'll say, "Daddy, stop."
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, you're right. I'll let Robin Williams do his thing,
but you have to sing along with a friend like me, and the kids better get over it.
Yeah, Friend Like Me, Prince Ali. You know, he does a Jack Nicholson impersonation in the middle of this world. It's like, you know, he's even the peddler at the beginning. You know?
And Rodney Dangerfield and stuff like that. People are just like,
it is just all, you know. He completely runs this movie, and it is just incredible. And when you, like we said a little bit ago, majority of it's improvised. You know. You don't give Robin Williams a script. You just let him do what he needs to do. You know? So, but the top movie from my childhood when it comes to Robin Williams is Hook. Love this movie. I quote it, and I am not exaggerating. I quote it weekly. You know? This movie, I mean, just bangarang, you know. Just such a great movie.
And can we talk about the cast? I mean, Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Bob Hoskins. Come on, man.
You know, what's the lady that plays
Maggie something?
Maggie Smith.
I think that's right.
I think she's. You know,
she's great in almost every I mean, she's in the Harry Potter movies. She's in. I guess for the ladies out there, Downton Abbey, whatever.
Downtown Abbey.
Yeah, that thing.
Just oh my gosh! And then the guy that plays I've lost my marbles.
Toodles.
God. Toodles. Yeah,
he plays Toodles.
It's snowing. You know?
He shoves the door in his face.
Every time it snows, I send that clip to my brother. You know, but this movie it reminds me of childhood, and gosh, everything Robin Williams does in this movie is great. His chemistry with Dustin Hoffman, you know, and then and then Rufio.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I even love his line where he was like, "I'm not a pirate. I'm a lawyer."
Kill the lawyer! He pulls out his checkbook. He tries to write a check. You know. And then,
all right, how much?
Yes. And what's the part where he's pretending to be like to blend in, and he's like, "Arr!" You know, when he's trying to hide and watch the game. You know.
Yeah.
And then when he finally turns into Peter Pan, is just, you know, he tells his son, he's like, you know what my thought was? It was you. It's like, oh man, you know, another movie about fatherhood. You know.
Yeah.
And directed by Steven Spielberg, by the way.
Yes.
You know,
good combination right there.
Yeah. You know, and then Toodles giving them a speech, time to fly, time to save Maggie and Jack, you know.
And I love the fact that they just pick up, because, you know, Disney did Peter Pan, and I think at this time there's another Peter Pan-ish movie, like maybe it was like a straight to TV or something. But at any rate, I love that this, like even as a kid, I remember thinking, oh, this is like what happens afterwards.
Yep.
Now I understand like a lot more of what this movie's trying to say. But it was just awesome that it was like the continuation. It was a proper sequel to the Peter Pan story.
Yep.
Because, Disney doesn't own Peter Pan. They own their version. Mm-hmm. But Peter Pan is a story that's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So that fact that they did a follow-up, and this is like a good follow-up. Mm-hmm. Like where you see like the croc has been stuffed, but he's kind of alive. Like, what's that about? And, and then just
I want my war.
That's right. I want my war. And he just yells. And the fact that he forgets, like he gets so ingrained into society and life that he forgets his childhood, which, I mean, there's a lot even to talk about there. Like how, I mean, even like from a pastor perspective, like if you have faith like a child, like this is how we are to come to Christ. Like this is the same kind of, he forgot what it was like to be a child, and he had to remember so he could be himself again and be Peter Pan. So.
Yeah. And, everything is the story is fascinating. What would happen if Peter Pan did grow up and get a executive business job and have a family? You know, and how would he be brought back? You know,
and it took his kids. Speaking of fatherhood, he had to kidnap his kids and he had to go save them. That's what took him to get him back.
And it's interesting that this is my favorite one because it is such a good movie. But he's mostly reserved in this movie until he comes back to Peter Pan and he's crowing and sword fighting and all that, and but it's just another testament that he can do things like this too,
Right.
Great.
So, which is great that you mentioned these, because the reason why I showed them is because I had these as well.
Oh, right on.
That's why they're up there. I mean, they're right up there. Like, I love Hook, for everything that we just talked about. I loved Aladdin. Again, the improv, just the hilarious. Like, again, if it wasn't for him, like, I truly think Aladdin doesn't work.
No.
I just don't think it does. And because he just made it, like, you have the intro and stuff like that. And it just would have been another princess story. But Robin Williams coming into that and bringing his humor and his fun and really gluing the whole thing together. Like, that's what it felt like. It's like he was the glue that held that movie together. So that's why I just loved it so much. And then same with Jumanji. I just remember... Like, I remember it just being fun. Like, I remember watching the theater. I remember watching it with my dad when we rented it and watched it again. And just sitting there with my parents and my little sister. And we're just laughing through this movie. Just having such a great time. Is it silly? Absolutely. It's just some things that's like, would this ever... No, it wouldn't work. But it worked in this movie. And it's probably because Robin Williams was in it.
Just like remember him yelling at the monkeys, "Get out of there!"
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's true. Oh, it's like when him and... when the lady who bought the house, the aunt, like the lake just pushes them over. They're surfing on the door, and then the crocodile goes in between them. They're like, they're just freaking out. It's just good classic '90s comedy.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was just such a great movie that, again, with like, if you put any other actor in that role, I don't know if this movie works.
No,
like, I just don't think Jumanji works at all. I don't think we get the sequels that we got. I think it would have just been dead in the water. Everyone would have been like, I mean, even though it was like, why are you redoing this? Like, it still would have been even more like, why?
It worked because it's a very serious tone at the same time. I mean, this kid gets lost in the jungle his whole life, you know, and this game is taking over the world. But it only worked with Robin Williams because he could do both. He could do the funny stuff with the stuff going on, but he also be serious. He gives another speech in this movie, He could, it only works with him.
Yeah, it only works with him, and I just don't know if, like, seriously, it's like, and even like as much as I love Tom Hanks, and he has comedy chops.
Oh yeah,
I just don't know if it works even with him.
No, and I think, and that's the thing. All these movies we talked about, that makes a difference. They do not work without him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like another, like, for me, I guess honorable mention would be the movie Jack. Like, that was one. Yeah. I didn't have on here. I didn't have ready, but I was just thinking like the movie Jack. I just thought, because again, serious tone, but had good funny moments, because it's about this kid who has this rare disease. I mean, I don't remember what it was called.
It's like reverse Benjamin Button.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, I think he's like 9 or 10 years old in this movie. But he's a full-grown, hairy Robin Williams man. Like, that's what he is.
One of the funniest scenes in that movie is his first day of school, and he's arguing with those two little girls. He's like, "I'm 10." He's like, "You got a receding hairline. You got a bald spot." He's like, "I'm gonna tell." That's what he says.
Yeah, I know. But he just plays that innocence so well, the innocence of a child well.
He asked his teacher, played by Jennifer Lopez, to the dance, and she says no. Because she's a grown woman, and he runs away and he falls down the stairs. It's so sad.
Yeah.
You know.
Man. And then that's where this tone gets serious, because you see him, like, just the fact that he's able as a grown man to portray a kid struggling with the fact that they look like a grown man and they can't live a normal life. I'm like, that's a lot of layers, man. Like so the fact that that's happening and that he's able to pull that off. You know, I think a lot of like James McAvoy in Split, like he has all the personalities, but like when he plays a kid, it's like I believe that this is a kid, etc. So Robin Williams did the same thing, and that's what I loved about Jack. Where I was just like, I mean, again, I saw it in the theater with my parents.
So did I.
And it was a fun movie, but at the same time, it was like, wow. Like I remember coming out of that, like thinking, as a kid, like I should be nicer to people. Because like even the kids, when they rally and they like the powerful moment where they're all out there like, Jack, come out and play. Jack, come out and play. Yeah, and they're trying to get him out. It was just like wow. Like I remember, like I said, as a kid, I was like, I want to be nice to people. Like you know, because of this movie and what was happening, and he just did such a great job with it. Yeah,
and that's another testament to him. That's a movie I forgot about. It's, you know, we'll add that to the list. Jack was great. That's another one. It's just so good.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but like again, there are just so many. Like
so many. Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many with him that you just like you can forget some.
Yeah. I have some coming to mind right now, actually.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because of that, and but I even think about other movies. Like I said, like 1 Hour Photo. I remember watching that with, again, it was a Robin Williams movie. I was older, obviously, when that came out. And just seeing him play like a psychotic, creepy guy.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Insomnia, directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
One not known much.
Al Pacino.
And Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, yeah.
Yeah, you never knew, is Robin Williams a bad guy or not? Like, what's going on? He played that well. I mean, there's just so much.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie, but I remember it.
Yeah, I'm not recommending anyone go watch Insomnia or 1 Hour Photo, because those are two movies I saw once years ago. So I don't remember a lot about. I just remember thinking like, this is why Robin Williams is great.
1 Hour Photo is insanely creepy.
Yes, it is.
Insanely.
Yeah, but like I said, like I'm not saying go watch it, because there could be stuff in it that I don't remember. So don't don't just go watch it and just think, well, the real pastor said, whoa. I'm warning you now. Just don't watch it, because I'm not sure. I can't remember what's in there.
And as much as you know, as great as Robin Williams was, I've decided I want to stay away from the creepy stuff he did, just because of how his life ended. I want to watch the inspirational, fun stuff he did.
Yes,
you know? That's just me. You know. And
so bringing out here the pops before being famous, Mork and Mindy TV show.
Nanu, right? Is that what he said?
That's right, yeah. He was an alien, right?
Happy Days spinoff, I believe, right? Wasn't it Happy Days?
I think so. Or maybe in the same like style.
Yeah.
I only remember watching a few episodes because Pops was like, hey, you need to watch this since you love Robin Williams. But I just remember him like being an alien and
he did a brief cameo on Friends with Billy Crystal. It was like 2 minutes long, and it is one of the funniest things on that TV show. It's so the man did it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he just did so much, and he would just, and again, it was one of those, like this was the actor of our childhood. You know, people now they'll have different actors that they love and look up to because they have different actors of their childhood, but this was one of ours. You know, this is why. I mean, I'll just go ahead and say this is why him and Tom Hanks have always been my top two favorite actors.
Yep.
Because of so much in my childhood that I watched. You know, so maybe we'll do a Tom Hanks one another day.
Oh, that'll be.
So I'll keep that one. Keep that under wraps on the movies that I grew up with him. But
my movie collection is riddled with both those guys. It's like Tom Hanks, Robin Williams, Tom Hanks. You know?
Yep. Yeah, because these two. So yeah, tragic that we no longer have Robin Williams with us. It is. I mean, it is even just to get serious a little bit, just to like check on people, make sure you know what people are going through, let people talk, because it is a lot of times. Like Robin Williams, people spend a lot of time trying to make other people laugh and feel good because they don't want anyone to feel the way they feel.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to make sure everybody, and which just kind of shows you the heart of gold Robin Williams had. It's just like, I'm struggling. I don't want anyone to struggle. So I'm going to make everyone else's life better because I want their lives to not be like mine.
Definitely. So, and I think part of the reason why he struggled so much too is I was watching a documentary about his life after he passed away, and he always felt like he had to be that guy. Like you just said, he had to be Robin Williams dialed up to 11.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that is a wrap on our Robin Williams.
So what are some of your favorite Robin Williams movies? Leave it in the comments. Let us know.
Yep.
Is there a movie
let us know.
mention,
Yeah, let's keep the conversation going. Just if you're not able to watch us live, we totally understand that. We're trying to make it to where we can have these episodes out with our schedules. But let us know in the comments what's going on. We can bring it up in our next episodes and talk about it. What are your favorite Robin Williams movies, if you have any, or what are some movies that stick out to you? Let us know what you think. We would love to hear it and talk about it, and just keep things interactive on here.
Absolutely. And what are some of your favorite Robin Williams quotes? Because he's got a million.
Hello.
Hello, help is on the way, dear.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
What year is it?
What year is it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Pretty much everything from Hook.
Yes, pretty much.
Man.
Okay, how much?
Okay, how much? I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. Kill the lawyer. I'm not that kind of lawyer.
So great. What does he said? Rufio, chewed bag, Rufio, something. I always get it wrong.
You rude, crude dude with a bag of fruit, dude, or something like that.
Yeah, just tonight. Yep.
I know. I have to watch it now.
So
man, it's so good. Bangarang, Peter. It's just like, yeah.
Where's the adults? Where's your parents?
Yeah. All parents are pirates. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, when he's like, hey Rufio, how about you just eat me?
You're doing it, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. He's like, and then he's like, where's the food? We used our imaginations. Gandhi had some of this.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Oh man, I know.
Oh, we could keep going on this.
Gosh.
Like,
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, what a great actor.
The ending of that movie where he finds a cell phone and he's talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, Neverland, Captain Hook, Lost Boys. It's just like,
yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to watch Hook tonight. Yeah.
Oh man,
It
probably needs to happen.
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that movie's so good. It is good. Oh, here we go. We got a few more here. Patch Adams, yes. Patch Adams, very good. Awakening, very good. Another one, Regimes May Come, even though weird and trippy. Like it is, because either way, that was a good one.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was a trippy movie.
Yeah, I'm sure we can all just keep going.
Dead Poet Society.
Oh yeah, which ironically enough, I've never seen that movie.
I saw it a long time ago. But
I
remember like the main scenes, my captain, and all that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that's the thing. Is like I've seen a lot from that movie, but I never actually sat down and watched it, which is probably terrible of me. But I've never actually seen it. Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up because I'm just like I want to see this because people talk about the masterpiece that it is. I mean, Robin Williams is in it, so okay. But I just never actually took the time to do it. I just see all this stuff, and yeah, so like. But yeah, Dead Poet Society and Good Morning Vietnam are the two that I have not seen.
Yeah.
So I hear Good Morning Vietnam gets a little raunchy, but
it does. It does. But he is 100% Robin Williams in that movie, just all the way up to 11.
Yeah. And here's another one. Gino, 1 hour photo.
Yeah.
So. So then that's another one that we said creepy, but. It just shows his range. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Shows his range, and so Genome Game. Is this who is it? Is this you, Gavin? I'm trying to see if it's a family member. So I can tell. Throwing it back to my classic name, Danny. So yeah, story for another day. But I do prefer my main name, Efren. So there's but I think that. But anyways. So there's what we got for Robin Williams this Friday. Me at least, I will be reviewing. Dagnabb, I already forgot the name of it. That's just Artemis Fowl. Saw it this past weekend. Saw it with the kids. I'll bring that out. Maybe you want to go see it and go see what's going on. Oh, it's my boy Patrick. There we go.
Hello, Patrick.
It's Patrick. Since it says game on there, like, which Patrick, he knows my cousin Gavin. Like, he would understand why I would go to that because of the game on there. But Patrick, what's up, man?
Hello, Patrick. Thanks for
good,
watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Good friend of mine. I love Patrick. Glad to see you on here, man. So, so like I said, he put on that he also loves Robin Williams. You know why? Because Patrick has class.
There you go.
And Patrick knows what's good.
Class is important.
Yeah. So I will be reviewing that on Friday. I will be bringing that up. So maybe if you want to go watch it and hear your thoughts, and you can hear mine, you can do that.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Gary's never heard of it. It's fine. It's based on a book.
Oh, that's
so it
why.
explains a lot. Yeah. So no, it may just be me. I don't know. Maybe Gary will want to watch it, and then we'll do it together. But it's up to him. He doesn't have to. But or maybe he might have another movie he'll want to review, and we'll do two.
Okay.
Shake things up a little bit.
Shake it up.
Yeah. So no big deal on that. But just let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss out on anything. Yeah. And thanks for being a part of us here and being part of the conversation. And we look forward to many more videos.
Absolutely. We will see you Friday and same time, same channel next Monday.
That's right. And we, I guess we'll let you know on Friday what Monday's topic will be. Keep in suspense a little bit.
Yes.
But we will have more. And so, all right. So we'll see you guys.
All right.
Thanks for being with us. See you guys soon.